Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 14th of June 2021 and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, today is a video review and what we have for the today topic is a terms which is lie down. So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yep. Uh, yeah, when I first saw the topic that you put on our list,
Mhm.
when also before I clicked in, I thought because the terms is lying down, so I thought there is somebody uh, in China uh, uh, after after he or she work too hard and then something like he got some illness or he died because of too tired. I thought it is something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, and then after I click in, that is totally the opposite. Yeah, because to be honest, this is the first time that I came across this term.
mm,
Yeah, and then yeah, so interesting because this is totally the different. And also, uh, it talk about in China and also related to our previous topic, which the price, the houses price in China, especially in those tier one city or those big cities, that the price is increasing continuously
mm,
and it is also already at a very high price. So, um, yeah, so for them, it is especially difficult uh, to to work hard and then buy houses in those big cities.
mm,
Yeah, so I think this is one of the main reason. I mean, the house price is the one of the main reason that this word and this attitude comes out.
mm,
Yeah, and then firstly, also I thought lying down is very something like negative or something like totally give up your life, give up fighting, um, and then but I found that it could be, but not necessarily to that extreme. Uh, uh, because also uh, one of the link you share also include one guys, right? He said that they say that he is a master and master of this lie down, and he can spend only 200 Chinese yuan a month, which is very little, and then live a very relaxed life, something like that. So I thought lie down uh, need to be like that, but after that I found that not necessary. That is one of the I think is the extreme case. Yeah, but for not extreme case, actually they do it like this. Um, they also try their best, but at the same time they find a balance, uh, which uh, which they can maybe not work too hard, not sacrificing their health, but at the same time they try their best, and then it's something like to enjoy the life at the same time uh, uh, working hard. Yeah, and after that, Because the life in the big cities, the life in the tier one city, is difficult because of the high prices. Um, so to deal with this, they can choose to move to other cities instead of keep fighting uh, in the big cities for until retire. So yeah, they can choose uh, to live uh, the kind of life they want. So it's something like a plan. Maybe they work in the big cities, let's say for a few years, and then after that they have a plan to move to other uh, maybe not tier one or tier two cities, maybe some other cities which is not so pressing. Yeah, and then at that they can live a more relaxed life, and they can maybe previously they couldn't buy houses in tier one cities, but maybe they can do it in uh, smaller cities. Yeah, so I think for lie down, yeah, it's not that negative. It is actually a smart way to find a balance uh, between between living your life well and also uh, in, uh, I mean improve your life. Try to improve your life, but at the same time not sacrificing so much for enjoy your life and also uh, live in a healthy way. Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Eric, for this term? And am I correct?
No.
Oh,
And do you know what is the implication of this lie down or lie flat?
implication. Um,
Or maybe the slogan of this community? What is their slogan?
oh, the slogan is something like to fight against the capitalism. Is it?
Uh, no. Yeah, this is not. Have you do some
Oh.
research before that?
Um, I have I have searched for some few. I yeah, I did some research, but yeah, maybe I didn't find anything related to the core.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah, because you use English to find, right?
Mm,
Mm, but this term is actually come from China. So if this is the case, we should use Chinese. We should use Chinese the word the vocab to search. Mm,
oh,
yeah, because this is a this is a buzzword. Yeah, this is the buzzword in China. So
okay.
in English, uh, it didn't it didn't widespread. It didn't widespread, and so
And
you
it is
come.
also quite new, right?
Mm, yeah,
Because I saw the date of all those uh, search result is very new.
yeah. And if you try to use Chinese to search Tang Ping, yeah,
Mm,
and then I think you can search something. And the first few, the first in the first page there is a wiki page, Wikipedia.
okay.
If you click inside, you just spend 1 minute to read, and then you know what is it. uh,
All right. Okay, wait a minute. My internet goes quite slow. Okay, I'm on the page of Wikipedia in which is in Chinese language.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So I have read the summary of the first
Mm.
paragraph.
Yeah. Is it aligned with your understanding?
Um, Not no.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for here is basically uh choosing a minimum living uh uh living standard, and then don't buy house, no car, no marriage, no children, and then no big consumption, something like that.
Mm. Yeah. And also I believe the video I share you include this, right?
Mm,
I'm not very sure.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you still think is it good or not?
Um,
Because
I think it is.
uh mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you continue first.
I think it is not good, but it seems like it is uh forced by the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but I think this is too extreme. Like not married, not having children, no consumption. But yeah, again because of the I can imagine the difficult life living in big cities where everything is expensive, and then if you find work, those works are competitive.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's kind of very hard to give a good or bad label to that.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think mostly it will not. It is quite different from the the culture or the attitude of the current society, right, in China, because I think they are um, all of them think that a successful guy should buy house, car, marriage, and then uh, have a children.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
And do you think is there any problem with this attitude? Maybe,
Um,
maybe to the individual, or maybe to the country.
to the country, yeah. To individual, I think it is easier a lot. Yep. So uh, for the for the country, yeah. If let's say this become a majority options, then I think it will be a problem. But mostly it will not be the case. I think, which some of the people choose to lie down, and some others will be happier because the competitive uh, is not that strong anymore. And then some other people will still work hard and then trying to get to get the most they can.
Mm.
Yeah, but if let's say uh, this become a majority, I think this is bad for country because the production, the productivity clearly will reduce.
And
Mm.
then how about, is there any problem to the individual?
To the individual, of course, he maybe will face some pressure from his parents, and also maybe he has to choose another friend circle which he previously entered, because uh, the pressure actually comes from the social. I think the social and and their parents. Yeah, because to them, a successful life should be something like get married uh, at the age they supposed to get married, something like that. Which everybody do it, and you also have to do it when everybody uh, work hard, and then after that buy a house, buy a car, and you also have to do that in order to be success in their eyes.
Yeah, it remind me the mimetic theory. Yeah,
Mm,
if you want somebody do something, don't tell them how good would they be after they do something, and you tell them their competitor also doing the same thing.
mm,
Yeah, this is something I told you before, right? The
mm,
mimetic theory. Mm.
yeah.
And it seems like this. So, uh, but it's quite ridiculous to me. But even though that's true, even though that's true,
Mm,
and just now you say about the side effect of the attitude, or the negative impact of this lie down attitude to an individual is actually come from the social pressure.
mm,
But how about if they can group together and they can encourage each other, and then, yeah, of course, now we know actually the community and the group, the online group
mm,
and the online community is actually has been removed, have been deleted by the China government. Mm.
oh.
Yeah, all the posts and all the user, all the
Mm,
active user uh, have been removed
mm.
from online. So they cannot log in their account. They have been blocked. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. And then if you film some video in China, they will also block you. Maybe block your account, maybe delete your video.
Mm.
Mm. Okay, but my question is, if they can handle the social pressure, is there any problem to them? Is there any additional negative impact to them?
Um, for individual, I think um, if there is no social pressure, then um, um, yeah, because they still um, I think that is an option to them if they choose to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, because uh, no car, no car, no house can be can be understood, but not getting married, I think this is really a choice.
Why marriage matter? Why does marriage matter?
Yeah, because some people they want to get married not because of their the parents or the social pressure, not because
So
of that.
so why
Yeah.
you want to marry?
Um. Um. Yeah. To Oh, so you means we can start a family without uh having to get married?
No, uh, in their definition, not marriage means. no
No,
life partner. Mm,
and
maybe,
also no and don't start a family, right?
yeah, of course.
Oh, I see. Yeah, then if they like this, they can embrace this. I think.
Mm.
Yeah,
Then
and
is there any
there will be
problem with that? Yeah,
problems to individuals. I think.
because
Uh,
just now you say,
mm,
uh, don't buy house, don't buy car.
mm,
You can understand, but don't get married. You can't understand. So I want
mm.
to know why you would think like this.
Um. Maybe this is just this is quite subjective. Because to me, I think uh, uh, family is something that I will pursue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think to start a family is so that something like life will be uh, more how to say um,
More complete.
complete. No, I want to say something like interesting or 精彩 and
Mm.
yeah, more colorful, something like that.
Yeah, but if something like, yeah, after you buy house, your life will also be wonderful. Mm. And at the same time, you need to pay for that because you
Mm,
need to sacrifice something.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to sacrifice something for
Mm,
another things. So getting marriage in China, it also it actually uh costs more than in our country. Do you know that?
mm, yeah, yeah.
Because why?
Um, because they firstly they need to have the car and house so that the woman will agree to marry they will marry to you.
Mm,
And then also they will ask for something like they call 彩礼, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I don't know how to use the term. Maybe
Mm,
it's something like a red packet.
mm. So
Mm,
so the is the girl side, the girl parents will ask the female parents will ask the male parents, and not sorry, I mean the female family. Okay, the female families will
mm,
ask the male families to give them a sum of amount, which is
yeah.
which is which is uh which is significant, and it actually vary from country, sorry, from city to cities. If you
Mm,
live in the first tier cities, and this red package or this amount will be great. If you live in, if you marry uh, a girl,
mm,
and also you are at the particular city which is a rural area, so the red package or the amount will be lesser.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, and of course the female the female family are not stupid. Okay, if they live in big cities, you live in rural area, they will ask you, they will ask a big amount from you.
Mm,
If
yeah.
they live in rural area and you live in big city, they still will ask a big amount from you. They
Mm,
are not stupid. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, and then this is the first course. This is the first course if you want to get married, and then after that, mm, maybe you need to rent a house, not like share a room with other people, right?
Mm,
So the rental cost will also increase. Mm. Yeah, and then how about other costs? Maybe you need to buy something to your wife, to your girlfriend or something like that.
mm,
Uh, and then in China, it's really hard uh to find girlfriends. Yeah, because I'm not sure whether you know, in China uh there are there are imbalance between
mm.
female
The
and male.
gender. Yeah, the
Yeah,
sex.
yeah, and male is uh the male is is much more than the female.
Yeah.
Because in the past, China government restricts the people can only have one child. And why this will lead to imbalance between male and female? Male is much more than female because when the family know they can only give birth a child, and then they know that the child is girl, the child is female, they will use some way, they will think some way to give birth to another child.
Oh, maybe it's abortion.
Yeah, maybe abortion, or maybe after they give birth a child, and then the child missing.
Oh,
Yeah.
abandoned.
Maybe abundance, or maybe something we don't know.
Yeah.
They just they can have another child if they lose a child. Yeah. So this is a reality. So it becomes the males much more than the female. Yeah. Okay. Back to the topic. And then, yeah, in China, getting married is really very costly. Really, really costly.
Yeah.
So if you live in China, okay, try to imagine nowadays if you live in Malaysia, how much you need to get married, how much money you need to prepare to marriage.
Okay. For if you don't have the plan to make it big, like invite your many of your friends, you can also invite, but let's say to make a buffet, and then I think that won't be so expensive. Let me guess the figure.
What is the cost? Maybe photography,
Yeah,
and maybe rent of the wedding wedding dress, and wedding shoot.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think maybe around 10K will be it will be okay. It depends on whether you want a better things or better. You can make it very cheap, right? If you don't ask a very high standard, like you hire a very good photographer, then that will be much more expensive. Yeah, you can choose to have a low budget. I think 10K is enough. Yep.
Yeah, and then can you imagine if you times 10 or times 5, this is the price you need to get married in China. Yeah. No, wow, because you see the housing price is 5 times or 10 times than Malaysia. Yeah, five times means the top. Sorry, five times means actually the cheaper house in China compared to a relatively good house, the same area, and in a good location.
Yeah.
One is the best location. One of the best location, which is Johor Bahru in Malaysia. And the China, you just pick the cheapest house. Of course, this is the lousiest area.
Yeah,
This is
rural area.
Yeah, this is the yeah, this is a rural area because the house is cheaper in the location, and you compare like this. Yeah, and then you still will see a 5 times difference. And then how about if you compare like Johor Bahru, or you compare like KL to the first tier cities, or maybe the second tier cities, this is maybe 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So it makes sense. It actually makes sense. If you times 5 times or times 10 times, this is the price if you want to get married in China.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think now I can understand more about the difficulty of them, and also the the cost could be 5 or 10 times, but that day we also have a rough amount of their average salary or the median of their salary, right? So the salary didn't go 5 times higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
but other things, the cost is much higher. Yeah.
Yeah. This is about the marriage. So do you still think it's extreme in China?
No, no. No.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah. So how about the consume?
consumption.
Yeah. This is the last one, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah. Um. Yeah, consumption. I think. Um. Without other people's. Without the social pressure. Consumption also not a big problem. Like you don't have to. Let's say buy the latest phones. You don't have to buy so many beautiful clothes. Yeah, I think this people will be better off if they can lower down their consumption. To them, they can have more uh, savings and easier life.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
And
mm,
mm,
yeah, you
yeah.
continue first.
No, you continue first.
Yeah, actually, I found that for just now the marriage, uh, for for the for the for the men, is what we discussed just now, but for the woman, I think they it's something like a something they won't like to see it, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Many girl actually met to that attitude because uh maybe because of conflict or interest or something.
yeah,
They also
yeah,
worry whether their boyfriend or maybe their um
partner.
yeah their partner will also have changed their mind.
um,
mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I share you a link.
okay,
This is about the wedding, and to me, it is quite uh the wed yeah I mean the wedding is really good, and also
mm,
is quite complicated, and also quite high class to me.
oh, okay,
Okay, and then uh, but it is not that extreme. For example, like some other like superstar. For
mm,
example, like the J. Joe, the wedding of the J. Joe is not that. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
that. So even though the photo is really really good, but actually you can imagine actually that is not that extreme. So just a wedding, just treat some just invite other people comes, and then just rent the wedding shoots, take
mm,
photography, yeah, and then yeah, just like that. And maybe and yeah, and also is the diamonds, which is the wedding ring.
mm,
Okay, and the wedding ring just cost 12K,
okay,
12K, 12K one pair.
mm,
Me? Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The wedding ring just cost 12K one pair, and guess the total. Include everything. The total price. And you
You,
actually and you actually can see in the comments. Yeah.
okay. Seeing the comment. Wait a minute. This is quite a long article
Yeah.
with many
And
pictures.
mm,
Mm.
and they also go to Japan. They go to Japan's take photo.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. This costs 38,000, is it?
380,000.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
that's about one. Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah,
380,000. Mm.
yeah. 380K. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And this is RMB. This is yuan.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. And if you cut half, still a lot. If you cut half, still a lot.
Mm. Yeah, near to 200K.
Uh, yeah, 200K if you times 0.6, which is convert back to Malaysian ringgit, this is still
100K.
100K 100K plus.
Mm.
So just now you say 10K 10K 10K, yeah. So 10K in Malaysia and you times 10 is 100K. Yeah. It's,
Mm.
it is quite near. The figure is quite near. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can know that. And I'm not sure whether this include the red package. I'm not sure. Mm. It seems like didn't. Mm.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. And then okay, back to back to the consumes. And those people who embrace this lie down, they actually have one mindset. They don't want to consume because they don't want to let the capitalist earn money. So for example, uh they don't use the food delivery service
Mm-hmm.
like the Meituan, yeah, Meituan, which is one of the biggest food delivery company in China. They don't
Okay.
use the food delivery service, and also they don't eat out. Okay, they don't want to let the the restaurant earn money. Mm.
Mm.
Maybe they cook by themselves. Maybe they eat a very very simple meal.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, maybe just a bowl of rice, some veggie, and a fruit, something like that. So
Mm.
it actually costs them very very less. And
Yeah.
actually the food price, I miss the grocery. The grocery in China is really really low because many people, yeah, in other country, we like to go to Taobao and
Mm.
buy the grocery and also
Yeah.
some other things, right?
Yeah.
So in China, those grocery uh, is the price of the grocery is not that high.
Mm. Yeah. They scale up already, right? Efficiency.
Mm. And and too competitive. The market is too competitive because
Mm. Yep.
you can ship your product to all around the country, so that
Mm.
certainly it's not the grocery shop in the location. Yeah, and the local grocery shop don't have the bargaining power anymore because they no longer the monopoly in that local in local
Mm.
and in the particular area. They need to
Yeah.
fight with other grocery shop all around the world. All around the country in
Mm.
China. Mm. Yeah, and the logistic uh industry is very very developed, very very
Mm.
developed. develops in China. Yeah, so their mindset is like this. They don't want to consume. They don't want to consume a lot. They don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend money, and they want to save money. Because why? Let's say, what one of the person, I'm not sure whether in the article that I share you, and this is a writer, and the writer say that she like to work like 2 months or 3 months in a year, and then spend and then the remaining months in a year, he or she don't want to work. He or she don't work, and one of one of one of her hobby is actually looking those people who are busy. Yeah, looking those people are rushing on the street. Yeah.
Oh.
They walk very fast. Maybe they need to run, and then they are rushing. They like to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll feel, wow, these people so stupid. Yeah. And then so it's something like this. They save money. So if they can save a lot of money, then that means they can reduce their working hours, working times further, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they save money because money can exchange their times. So this is I think this is the point that why they want to save money. Or also same as why they don't want to consume. And China government very upset to that, and very worried about that, because it will affect the China economy. But we don't talk about the economy. We don't talk about the country. We talk about individual. Is there any other problem with that? Lie down. If they embrace this idea and embrace this kind of lifestyle, is there any problem? How about the medical?
Medical. Yeah, I
Is there
think
get some difference?
medical fees in China, I am not sure, but looking at some other things like the housing price, I think it also won't be cheap. And also not like Malaysia, because we have the subsidy, those government hospital.
Yeah, but you work hard in order to keep your uh keep your survivors. Okay, keep you survive. Yeah, to maintain your survival. So that means you work hard in order to earn money, so that you have the backup, so that when you get sick, you don't afraid, because you have the money to pay the medical fee.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it should be like this. Isn't
Really,
it?
it should be like this. Yeah,
I
it should be
mean,
like.
if you can earn money, you have backup. Yeah, you should be able to cover up your medical bills. Um, Basically, it is like this,
Yeah.
and
What if after you work hard, you still cannot cover your medical bill?
yeah, it also can be, and also if because you work hard, so work represent uh a very high percentage of our life, right? If we start working from, let's say, 21 until even starting your career from 25, uh, if you are unable to retire early, then maybe you will work until, let's say, 55 or 60. Yeah, that's so so many years inside here. And yeah, I think if you work hard, maybe you will sacrifice your health.
Not only health and also your time. It's something like this. You work hard, you spend your time at work, so you earn the money, and then you use the money you earn, and then pay to the hospital when you get sick. So exchange back more times. Yeah. Do you see it's funny? Yeah, it's really, really funny.
Yeah, and it's also similar to consumption, right? We work hard and then all of our money goes to some consumptions like buying phones, buying expensive things, which is not so necessary in life.
Yeah, it's a bit similar, but to the medical bill, what the most funny things is actually is you work hard, you spend your time, and then what you exchange back is also the time. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Because you go to hospital, you don't like to go hospital. You like to buy phones, you like to buy expensive product, you like to buy luxury goods because it fulfills your desire. But you go to hospital, it didn't fulfill your desire.
Yeah.
You just want to, you just afraid you die, and then after you die, you lose the time. You want to extend your life expectation. Expectancy. Sorry, expectancy. Yeah. So this is the most funny thing. And then if you work less harder, you have the time. You already enjoy the time. Yeah. And then if you die earlier, what's the problem? Right?
Yeah. Haven't have the time to enjoy.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Okay. For for the person who work really really hard 996.
Yeah.
And then they don't have time to enjoy their life. Maybe they can save some money to pay the hospital bill. Now we actually ignore some fact that many of the people they still cannot pay them. They still their saving still not enough to pay the medical bill if they get sick and if they work hard. Yeah, we ignore the fact. We just assume those people who work hard, they definitely can cover their medical bill. So okay, with these people, they work hard, they sacrifice their time, and then they save some money, and then after they get some illness, they spend their money. Then after that, their life expectancy increase. I mean that their remaining life will increase, so they can live longer if they survive. Okay.
Yeah.
If they survive from the illness, okay, then another person that embrace this lie down, and then he or she didn't work hard, and then he or she have a lot of time to enjoy their life. Okay, and then they also don't have they also don't have they also don't have money to pay the medical bill because he didn't save a lot of money. Okay, and then one person, the first one, the former one, after after he gets sick, after he pay the medical bill, he also don't have money anymore. Yeah, and maybe the former, maybe he can live like maybe let's say like 60 years old, and then the later one, which is the person who embraced lie down, and maybe he can only live like 40 years old or maybe 50 years old. But what's the problem? They already enjoy their life. They already spend a lot of time on something, and also on the on something that they like to spend on. Maybe reading book, or maybe go traveling, yeah, or maybe do some physical exercise. And you need to know when you gain back your times, and you have more time, so that maybe you can cook by yourself, and you can eat healthier because you cook by yourself, and also you can have a good sleep.
Yeah, yeah,
You can have a good sleep.
really.
You don't have stress. Sleep, stress, and then the meal you can cook by
Mm,
yourself, and then exercise. You have more time, so you can do exercise.
yeah.
And then how about the last? Live in a big city. You don't need to live in a big city. You can live at the countryside,
Mm,
and you can like reduce the toxic in the environment.
yeah.
So this is exactly the conversation we had in last Monday, is it?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. So, and also the most funny things, the most funny thing is in China, most of people they need to do 996, and then
Mm,
they sacrifice their health and also their time
mm,
to earn quote unquote medical bill. Yeah,
yeah.
to have some saving so they can cope with the illness. And then yeah, and then the cause of the illness actually because of their quote unquote hard work. Yeah.
Mm,
So they work hard and then they pay for that.
yeah, yeah. I think because like you said, hospital is not a place people like to go, and they hope to get money, but not end up in the hospital. But in the reality, uh, uh, it is not. It may not be the case, right?
Mm, yeah. And also for those people who lie down, many people will think, yeah, they don't have backup. What if they get some illness, they will die. But they don't care. Actually, they don't care because they already enjoy their life. Plus, plus, and also in addition, they have more time. They have less stress. They can sleep well. They can eat well. They can
Mm,
eat, and also they can do exercise. And all that plus together, actually, their expectancy actually is longer than you.
mm, yeah.
Mm. In theory. So this is the most funny thing. Mm. Yeah. The person who laugh other people actually they should be laughed.
Mm,
50步笑百步. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. And do you notice this lie down attitude is a little bit same as the fire? Because in the beginning of the conversation, you confuse them, right? What you're
Yeah.
talking about is actually the fire, and and it's not lie down.
Mm,
Mm,
yep. Yep.
yeah. But what is the distinct difference between fire and lie down?
Um, I think it's the things that we discussed just now, like uh the consumption, car, house, uh no children, no marriage. Um, where for fire it is not necessary. For fire you can choose your desire. You can have a plan, which is your desired life, uh, living standard, right?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, but for this one, I think it goes to the minimal living cost.
Mm,
Mm. And then for fire, you need to work hard first, and
mm,
then after that you can enjoy.
mm,
Yeah, but for this one, it means that to enjoy the moment, instead of to sacrifice your 10 years or 20 years first, after you can and after that you can enjoy.
yeah. Remember the tongue and what is her desire?
Mm.
Pursue a
to,
master degree.
yeah, yeah.
Pursue master degree, and second is
Piano.
learn the piano, and the third is the open a craft craft shop, right?
Yeah.
Do you think a person who embrace lie down concept, lie down attitude, and lie
Mm.
down lifestyle, can they pursue all these uh, right now?
Pursuing master could be a little bit difficult.
Why?
Uh, yeah, because even though we have some free source, but they didn't get to master. Maybe you can only get until degree, right?
Mm,
Mm, yep.
yeah,
And for piano and the craft, we already talked about this. That day it is not easy to do it if you have time.
yeah. And what? What? Can you repeat the last sentence?
Yeah, I mean the craft shop and then learning the piano, it's not so difficult if we have time.
Mm, yeah. And then what I want to say is about the master degree.
Mm-mm.
Are you talking about getting a master degree certificates, or are you actually talking pursuing master degree, learning some knowledge in master degree?
Um, yeah, actually, I'm more about the when we talk about master, I thought we um oh, you means they can learn by their own to get the knowledge, which is the master degree level.
Why not? Why they cannot?
Yeah, yeah, they can also do so.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
And if you try to search master degree free open course, you can see some result. You still can see some result. Mm.
mm, yeah.
And what and also one of uh okay I saw a link is from Harvard, and but I'm not sure whether their subject is a master or actually is a bachelor degree. Yeah, but at least we still can see a lot of results. And
Mm,
there are many online courses. Mm. Yeah. And also we didn't search we didn't search deep we didn't search in deep, and we also not sure whether there is some organization they allow you to study, and also they allow you to take the exam, and then they will send you the certificate like the sailor dot org. Mm.
mm,
Of course you need to spend some money. Yeah, but you
yeah.
don't need to. But you just spend the money to take the exam, and then the transportation of the certificates, and also maybe hire the examinators.
Mm,
Mm. And all the cost is free, totally free. All the
mm,
material is free to
yeah.
you because it can be it can be widespreading in the internet. So they want to do something like the charity, and they upload all the learning material on internet, and then you can learn by your own, just like the sailor.org. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. And then another is why you want to pursue master degree. Are
Mm.
you want to get a cert, or are you want to get the
Gain the
knowledge?
knowledge. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
if you
Mm,
want to gain the knowledge, you don't necessarily need a master degree.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Mm,
And yeah, and also it also not necessary to get to that level, right? You can keep improving and without having to care about which level you are at, I think.
yeah. Mm. And also for a person who lie down, do you think they care about the master?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. maybe they still want to learn more. They still want to spend some time to read the book. They still pursue the spiritual, the spiritual, what is it called? The spirituals. They want to improve. They want to improve their spirit.
Yeah.
They pursue the spirit. So they don't pursue the they don't pursue something material.
Yeah.
Something something like you need to spend money to get in the world. They don't consume. But they can spend time to read the book to enrich their spirit.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this is all the thing that I want to yeah, all the point I have made. So do you have anything want to add in?
No. Yeah. No for today.
So how about your attitude to this lie down?
Honestly, I think it is quite good. It is quite good, and I think we can still work like we are working right now, and we can also do something like lower down consumption, don't buy difficult cars or house, and try to lower down the expenses. And then because in Malaysia, like we said, getting married to me, because I think starting a family is something I want to do, and that is not so expensive, so I can apply some concept the notion for this line down, but not fully, partially.
Yeah, but you need to know, even in Malaysia, after you get married, your expenses will also increase.
Yeah, this is I mean cannot be avoided. Yeah, but if let's say if you do something with your consumption, that's already I think is already a big changes to use your life in Malaysia. Yeah. And how about you? And actually, I realized that I'm not sure, but I realized that after you started learning about the was that the positive psychology, and learn about the happiness, and then I feel like you have some changes towards your life belief or value.
Yeah. A little bit, but I still didn't like I still didn't give up. I still didn't give up, like maybe like go back to Malaysia to work or something like that. I will try to find a balance between it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, about the lie down, one more thing is actually in China, there is some code to a certain people, which is they just bought a house, or maybe they bought a house, and then they still have many years in order to fully pay the house installment.
Okay.
And they say this kind of people, even though they want to lie down, but they lose the ability, they lose the chance to lie down. They need to pay the installment. They already join into the game, the rat race. They cannot escape until they fully pay their mortgage.
Yeah.
This is the description to some people like this. And then, do you think the people who don't embrace lie down, are they really able to embrace lie down? Actually, not many people can embrace lie down.
Yeah.
And also, I watched some video about lie down, and one of the guys say that, yeah, because in China the housing price is so expensive, and then a young man, they can't buy house. They can't buy house when they want to get married, and then what they will do, their parents and also maybe the female family, they will like fund the money, fund money, and then maybe the female side take out few hundred K, and then the male's family also take out a few hundred K, and then make it as a down payment. So they kind of fund the down payments for the young man and the young girl, which is their children. They fund the money, they help them fund the down payment, and then they buy the house.
Yeah.
So some people say those people who lie down don't have responsibility to their family, to the society. And then this guy who embraces a lie down, he say, those people who need to ask money from their parents and then to buy a house, is this a sign of responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And to me, yeah, lie downs is something like it's quite similar to the fire, but it's not the holy fire. It's maybe the partially or maybe the exclusively fire. Yeah. And really, we need to think. We really need to think why we want to work so harder. Yeah.
Yep.
If let's say you don't like your work and you don't have a lot of passion on your work, and you actually have something want to do, something else want to do, or maybe you just don't want to do anything. Yeah. And then but it doesn't mean that you do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you still do something different. You try something different in your life. Yeah. So this is one type of the life attitude. And for many of the people, they actually can choose this type of attitude, but they don't choose it because of the mimetic theory. They pursue other people's desire. They don't really think what they want.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think instead of because sometimes when we saw somebody live a very successful life, kind of luxury, and instead of feeling envious, I think why don't we um change an attitude, like the attitude of lie down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because no matter what you do, you still cannot achieve a life like that. Instead of feeling bad, why don't we feel uh, happier, right?
yeah. And also it doesn't mean those people who lie down, they don't work hard at their work. Yeah.
Mm,
They still work hard. Mm. But they refuse to do 996. Mm. And they
yeah.
refuse like do overtime without getting paid. Mm. Yeah. And if your company asks you to do OT, but they can give you higher salary, they can give you the OT, why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
because maybe you can work harder at this moment, and then you can you you can you can live easier maybe 5 years later, maybe 2 years later, right?
Mm,
Yeah. So uh there is something that we need to know. uh the world and also our decision making is not like black and white. There is a lot of gray area, and we need to find the balance. And a lot of times, maybe let's say one of question I asked you before is about the moral. About the moral. If I give you like 1 million, or maybe 1 million, and then are you willing to kill another people you are not familiar, you don't know the
mm,
people, you, you have no knowledge on uh on he or she,
mm,
okay? And then you don't bear any responsibility, and I can guarantee you won't get caught. Yeah. And I
mm,
also can help you to do some proof, do some evidence how you get this money, so you wouldn't get suspect by maybe like the FBI or the police of like the
mm,
country government. Yeah.
yeah.
And are you willing to kill the person? Maybe you say 1 million. I am not willing because this violates my moral value. Okay. But how about increase the amount, 1 million to 10 million, to 100 million, or maybe to 1 billion, 10
Mm,
billion? Yeah. And you definitely will change your idea. And if you do, if you haven't thought about it, you may you may you may still got your got your arguments, and you will got your side,
mm,
and you want to position well. You say no matter how much money you give me, I won't I won't kill a person in this situation. Yeah, I'll never kill a person. But what if tomorrow you accidentally like involved in a car accident, and then you accidentally hit the person, and then what will you do? Maybe you run away.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's so um uh ironic, right?
Mm. Yeah. There's no something that's fixed, and you need to know, you need to know uh what's the border. Yeah, what's the border? The border here means, which is, for example, back to the example, 1 million you won't kill the guys, but how about 10 million? You may say, oh, 10 million I will kill the guy because I can use the 10 million to help more people or do something. Yeah,
Mm,
maybe 1 million I just enough to keep my living. Yeah, but with 10 million, yeah, even though I spend the 9 million, I just keep I just keep 1 million for me, and I can spend the remaining 9 million and save a lot of people. Yeah, I just need to kill one people, and then I can use 9 million to save tons of people.
mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that. So you need to know your border. Mm. And this is some and for example like the fire and also like the lie down. and also like work hard, and all this idea, this is not an easy question to ourselves, and this is not an easy decision for ourselves to embrace any of the idea, to make any of the decision, and we need to think by our own, and we also need to like find our own balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after you find your balance, and then after you think a lot, and then but tomorrow, let's say your boss say, oh, I can increase your salary double. I can double your salary, but you need to work 996, or maybe you need to increase your working hours. You need to take more stress. Will you agree? Maybe you agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we are better than those people who have never think about those ideas, because they have no option. And
Yeah.
if you know all these idea, at least you have the option. You're aware of that. You can quit anytime you want to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, of course, one more thing we may miss is actually, yeah, even though you don't find passion at your work, you still can find passion in your life. Work is not all about your life, and life is not uh life is not only about the work. Yeah, even though you cannot find the pleasure at work, you still can find the pleasure in your life.
Yes.
And this may be the misconceptions and the flaw of the people who embrace this lie down concept. Yeah. And why? Because no yeah, actually I miss for those extreme supporter of this lie down concept. Yeah, because there's something like they don't want to work. Yeah, they totally don't want to work. Yeah, and then they spend all their times on the thing they want to do. But they don't work, and then they don't have money, or maybe they keep their life at a very very minimal level, but they actually don't have to do that. They can increase a little bit. Yeah, they can increase their life, their living standard a little bit higher. Yeah, maybe below average, still below average, but it's not at the lowest, not at the minimal level. So maybe they can feel happier, and they may need to work harder a bit, just a bit. Yeah, and they still have time to spend on what they are passionate on.
Yeah, it's still a balance, right?
Yeah,
Something like a
it's still the
balance.
balance. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for what I want to share.
And then just now we also mentioned like it's somehow similar to fire, FIRE, and also I think it is similar to what the person John Jandai's ideas, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the John Jandai idea is a little bit hard to to do, to take action, because you can't build a house. You can't build a house in your country, or in some way, because you don't own the land.
Yeah.
And also you may not have the ability, and also you need to set up all the electricity, all the water by yourself. It's not that easy actually.
Yeah.
And maybe you can learn. Of course you can learn all of that, but how about, is there any uncertainty? And
Yeah.
also it doesn't mean that you need to fully embrace this idea. You don't work, you still can work. Yeah, you spend your free times doing that. Yeah, and even though there's an uncertainty, for example, run of water, and the blackout. Yeah, and you still have some money. You still have some money to buy water, to buy food, to eat, so you won't die.
Yeah.
So you also need to find the balance. Yeah. So it actually reminds us some things. Instead of fully accepting one's idea, we need to understand the ideas and then find the balance, so we can really make the idea for us.
Mm.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay, so is there anything you want to add in?
No.
Okay, me too. That's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversations. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistakes that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.